Hello, I'm Matthew Buzzy, hardware analyst at PCMag.com, and I have for you today the Microsoft Surface Book 2. Whoa! This is the newest version of the Microsoft Surface Book, which debuted in very similar fashion. It looked a lot like this. You could be forgiven for not knowing the difference between the two at a glance. There are two versions available, the 13.5-inch version and the 15-inch version. What we do have here is the larger one. Both of them, the calling card of this sort of system is the ability to detach the screen from the base. So it's technically a tablet, but really the main experience is this nice laptop. So all of that said, don't make this your primary gaming system if all you're going to want to do is play games on it. There are more specialized machines that are better for that. Don't get it just for web browsing. Don't get it for any one thing necessarily. It's kind of the all-encompassing go-to, not quite workstation because it's not that caliber, but professional system. MacBook Pro, if you're going to do video editing, same thing here. If you're going to play games also, do it here. If you're going to take it with you on the train and write, do it here. If it's going to be your machine for watching videos on the plane, do it here. It would be a very nice gift for a college student, I'll say that now. It would be a little bit of a luxury buy as opposed to your normal budget ideal system that you could just tote to class and take back. So your parents would love you a whole lot if they buy you one of these for college. That's an investment, you could argue, to take it through all 4 years of school with you. So it's not the cheap system that you normally associate with toting to class and taking back with you, but you'll definitely be the envy of your class if you bring this in with you. You have to have the budget for it, obviously. If you feel like you can excuse it and you want the premium build and you are going to take it with you and you have a lot of different types of things to do on it, go for it. You'll enjoy it. That's almost a guarantee. You might be familiar with the Surface Pro line, which kind of pioneered Microsoft's whole hardware initiative to begin with and led to this. The Surface Pro is still going. That's also a valid option. But this is really more of the laptop, and it's a fine distinction because they both are laptop-like and they both can also be tablets. But I think the Surface Pro line, to me, is more of a tablet that can mimic and act like a laptop. And this is more of a laptop that can also become a tablet. So that's a fine distinction, but I think it makes a difference on what you want to do with it and how you're going to use it. I feel most users, most of the time, are going to keep it like this in a traditional laptop clamshell, but you have the option of making it just a tablet. And so if you're going to choose between this and the Surface Pro, you want to make sure it matches up with what goals you have in mind. If you're just going to use it one-handed, take it on the go, not do as heavy lift stuff, the Surface Pro might be a better option for you. This is more of the laptop experience and a more comfortable, sturdy typing experience because the Surface Pro has that somewhat, not floppy, but little flexible keyboard. It doesn't sit quite as sturdy on your lap. Now we're going to prepare for separation. There's a button, a physical button on the keyboard that you press to detach, and it gives you a prompt, and you can also hear the locks kind of disengage, and you get the tablet. Super light, under 2 pounds. The speakers are built into here, the fans are built into here, so the venting's all out of here, which also means there's nothing on the bottom of this, so you can flop it onto like a bed or a comforter and not be worried about suffocating the system. This has the screen, it's super light and thin, which this isn't necessarily the lightest thing, 4 pounds when connected to the dock, so if you really want to feel portable or one-handed to walk around the office or at home with, the tablet's probably the way to go so your arm doesn't get too tired. So while the tablet holds the processor and the fans and some of the other components, the base does have parts in it that you do lose when you detach it. So the dedicated graphics card, the GTX 1060, is in here. So if you're going to detach it and use this, you're only getting the integrated graphics. So this doesn't become a gaming system magically. They haven't quite gotten that good at making gaming systems this small, as impressive as it would be. Same goes for some of the battery life. Now, when tested with the dock attached, it lasted for 17 hours on our rundown test, which includes playing a video over a long period of time till it dies. Detached, you only get about 5, but 17 with the dock attached is very good battery life. Getting it back onto the dock is easy most of the time. There's a few connectors to line up. See on the bottom there? It's a sort of magnetic tug situation, so once you've done it a few times, it's pretty easy, and then it just goes right back in. It takes a second to say, yes, we're reattached. All the dock features and all the keyboard features are now activated again. I've seen people kind of struggle with it the first couple times, but as you just saw, I've gotten pretty used to it. What else can you get with it? This pen. This is a $100 pen, a little steep, optional, does not come with it. You can keep and store on the side though, magnetically attached very easily. And you can, obviously, that makes it much more of a digital creation machine for digital artists who like to draw and do all sorts of things. That's not me, I'm not very good at it, don't tell anybody. The Surface Dial also works with the Surface Book 2. This is the accessory that was debuted with the Surface Studio, which is Microsoft's desktop, which reclines and has a giant touchscreen, and you can place this on the screen and turn it like so, and It does things like bring up a color wheel around it digitally. It actually feels very futuristic to use. It's kind of cool. Necessary? I don't know, but very cool. If you can justify it and you actually think it'll help improve your workflow, go for it. You can place it on the surface and also spin it to get the tools and the other options. But it's not necessarily something you need to do your digital creation. What you'll notice is a big dose of cowardice right here in the form of a headphone jack. Oh, I know. Blasphemy these days. In addition to that port, the rest come on the dock itself. That includes, what do we got here? USB-C and USB 3.0 with an SD card slot. So you can get extra storage, get all sorts of other files on and off easily. The keyboard is backlit and is also very comfortable to type on. It's not loud. This is something you're gonna want to type on. One thing this does also include is Windows Hello, which a fair amount of systems do these days that use Windows 10, which means the camera's watching your face, which you scan when you first get the system, and the second you look at it, it'll unlock the system for you. You don't have to type in a PIN or a password. It makes it a lot easier. Has not made it easier for me to hand around the office to people, because then they need me to come back so it can look at my face. I'm gonna try to get it to work at the side here. All right, searching for me now. I'm just gonna give it a quick look, making sure it's you, hello, and I'm in. This face scan just takes a couple seconds for the first time when you're setting it up. Super easy. It beats typing in a PIN, and now any system I have that doesn't have a camera or Windows Hello, I feel like I'm back to the Stone Ages, having to type like a caveman. So, what's my main takeaway? Luxury item. If you have the budget, I think you'll love it if you go and buy it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's super well made. The battery lasts forever. Core i7 speeds, at least at this model. GTX 1060 makes for an actually good gaming card. I would buy it if I was in the market for a laptop. It does a lot of the different things I need to do. If you're tempted to make the switch, I think it's a pretty compelling case as well. I know people who've done it and are using a Surface Book as their primary machine and are happy with it. It's one of the best around. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you spend your money on it. If you're looking to be a Windows convert or you're already a Windows fan, hard to beat laptop. Read our full review over on PCMag.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe.